Alfonso's in the lobby.
What's up, man? Hey, at least somebody's talking.
Hello.
Hello, Alfonso.
You two need a private room.
No, that's okay. So I'm always curious. On my computer, Alfonso, does it still show it in the lock-in screen, or does it actually show it open?
Oh, it's open.
Yeah.
You can turn it dark where it doesn't. It's just dark screen for the person in front of it.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I think we're nearly all there, so we'll be ready to start very shortly. I just noticed I was speaking on my own since I was on mute, but
yeah.
So are you able to hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we will continue where we were yesterday. Today, what we will see will be mostly the items and maintenance configuration. We have a lot of stuff to cover. So if you feel like that I don't give enough information, you can ask me for extra information. Don't hesitate. But there is a lot of stuff that we need to see, and showing all the options will not be the easiest thing for us, so we can respect the schedule. So if there is any specific question you have, I invite you to ask them during the class. Of course, at the end there will be a 15 to 20 minutes question, and again today around 2:30 there will be a break of 15 minutes. Oh, I saw quickly ends, but I guess it was just a test.
Sorry, I meant to hit the different button.
No problem. Okay. So we again have here, well, I also made a little change for my mouse. I believe that you don't see it, but if I do the following, do you see the round showing on the screen, or?
I can see the mouse currently, so it looks like I can see the circle and the mouse.
Great. So I'll keep both if anything need to be shown, but yeah. So I guess I haven't changed anything, but if we can see the mouse, then I'm happy. So we're going to start. I'm so sorry, having some prompt people still waiting. So we will go to maintenance, and we will start with the sub-department. So maintenance is where we will configure mostly the items, customer, operator. But first thing, we'll go to item. We already have a shortcut defined on the top left corner saying item, or you can always go to PLU and select item. So this bar here is something that you can customize, so you can add extra stuff to show extra information. So instead of going to the menu and selecting the option, you can have it already added to this bar. So you have, depending your resolution, you have a lot of space. So you can just right click on it, and it will allow you to check other option. So I can put sub-department and department if I need. But we will start with the sub-department. So I'll go to PLU, which is also an option to reach it, sub-department. Let me add someone. Let in. Okay. So in the sub-department, the sub-department work with the department. So I will open both window, PLU department. So here we can see both window. If you have multiple screen that you want to see in maintenance, you can open them all at the same time. You can move them whenever you want if you want them to show at different places. By default, of course, it will always open on the top left corner. So here we have the sub-department and the department window. They work together, so we can define, of course, our sub-department number. Our sub-department will be linked to a department, so that's a configuration that is required. The name of the sub-department. We all have the tax flag that you can synchronize. Let's say if your item is part of a specific sub-department, you can tell it that all the items in that sub-department must follow how the subdepartment is configured, so the tax status will be the same. We have the food stamp and the WIC status. For eWIC or SmartWIC, the flags there are not required. So the way it works with SmartWIC and eWIC, it's a file that you're getting from the state, telling you which items are eWIC or not. So even if you use those fields, it will not change the status of the item for the electronic WIC and the SmartWIC. Prohibit discount. Hash item apply when you don't want to affect your net sales when you sell this item. So if you have a lottery, lotto ticket, gift card, or you're doing donation, the hash option will be very useful. As we speak, Melissa, yes, there is only 4 tax. We're looking to add before the end of the year to be able to use 10 taxes in the system instead of 4. Because it will be more useful to have extra. But as we speak right now, we only have we only have 4. Sorry. MPF stand for multi-purpose flag. So the flags can be used for custom variables. So on the POS, we also have some variables that we can use. So we can detect if the items is set with multi-purpose flag 4 or 6. And depending if it is, we can decide to give a discount, calculate an amount, or print something on the receipt. So that's some flexibility that the MPF offer us. I see Crystal also have a question. So if you're using paper WIC, yes, that's correct. So we will use the WIC here, WIC 1 and WIC 2. The paper 1 are still controlled by the following checkbox. We also have the same checkbox on the item. So if I open the item just to show you, if we compare, we can also have the setting per item, but we have the tax again and the WIC. Of course, there's extra information, and we will go through them later today. But the box are similar to the one that we have on the subdepartment. It looked like your SQL Server service is not running if you're having an error. So you can go to Windows Services and look for SQL Server. If your bus is not starting or you're getting an error connecting SQL here, and depending well, for me I have 2, but it should be the SQL Server with the name that you set when you install the SQL version. So we'll continue. On the sub-department, we also have some limits in the department that we can configure. So we can set the max amount, minimum amount, max void, and max refund. When you set these options, they will be used at the POS. So if you have an open sub-department and you try to go over $100, it will not let you do it. And of course, if you leave it empty, it's unlimited. So by default, everything is $99.99. I will just say I see that I have 2 other questions. That's correct, Bradley. Sorry. So if you set the item to follow your subdepartment, it will reflect what you have here. Of course, now it's not reload. Go back here. So well, that's not save. So here it will reflect what you have on your subdepartment. But if you want to do it per item, you can select the tax you want per item and each individual on their side. Well, the subdepartment, yeah, if you set the option, Luca, to follow subdepartment, that's the only situation where the subdepartment will override what you already have on the item. There is no follow main department, so the department is there to still track the sales. If you want to have you will still need to configure your subdepartment one by one, even if they are part of the department. It's just that we have 2 levels, and in the past we used to have, let's say, open department instead of open subdepartment. They are less used right now, but if you will still need to do the configuration manually on the department. You can always use a department that was kept for our older customer who are still using open department, so they don't lose the functionality. But we are mostly now using subdepartment instead of the department screen. You still need to link your subdepartment to a department. I've said a lot of time the word department in that sentence, but they are less used, and we found it that the subdepartment offer more control than the previous department window. So as you can see, department and sub-department look very similar. Yes, Jimmy. Actually, yeah. On the report, you have two sections. You will have one that will be department and the other one that will be sub-department. So it will be the total of for that specific department with all the sub-department included into it. So yes, on reporting, it's mostly to see the information separated. So if you have as we speak, yes. Let's say if I set the tax 1 and 2 on my department 1, and I put 3, my sub-department will not change. It will stay the same. And on my item, even though I checked 3 for department 1, which is linked to 10, if I go back and come back, still tax 1 and 2 will be checked since we're following the sub-department configuration. So yes, the sub-department will override the department. So that also I'm sorry, we have the scalable and manual weight. So if we have an item, let's say like produce that are tracked by weight or price embedded item, we will use the scalable option or the manual weight if we don't have a scale for sure. General ledger, D or C, that's for the debit or credit that affect the general ledger configuration for that sub-department. We can also give, if we have the option for preference shopper, we can give points based on the sub-department, and it will use a percentage. You can change, Bradley, the description for tax 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do have a knowledge base article on that. I will just write it down to send it to you at the end of the training today, so we can have a note somewhere. But yes, we do have a way to change it, and also on the receipt for the customer, so it will not. It can be more convenient instead of being tax 4 and tax the tax and the number. We can use more descriptive name. So that's a good thing. But yes, it can be customized to show what you need. Now we will go again under PLU. It's called category. This field is used on the item. So if you look at the item at my item window, oh, I'm sorry, Remy, I said that you have a question. For tax exempt, if you want to have a reason, it can be configured. By default, when we remove the tax, we exempt the tax, there's no reason that is being asked. But if the customer requests one, we have a function that we call number entry. This function allows us to write down a note or any information we want in a transaction, and it can be used to enter a reason for a tax exempt. So it's something that is possible. By default, it's not there. We don't force it, but if it's required by the store, they can always put it in place. To go back to the category, so that's for each item. So right now I have some default one that were created when we install. So for cookies, soda biscuit, Jello, vegetables, etc., etc. So they can be assigned on the item. We use the object tab here. I will go through all the tabs later. It's just actually it's the next step, just a little introduction to show you where we have each some of the options that about the sub-department. So here, the category, you can double click the field. So most of the field can be double click for you to select something. If you're looking to create, let's say, some information for the following field, we all have them under PLU. So we have category. Do we have commodity? No, we don't. But category is there, so you can create them in advance. Of course, when you enter some, this list will get populated, and we'll be able to use them. The category is mostly for reporting, so we will configure it on an item to get the sales for all the specific kind of product, so we can compare on the report. Now I will keep the department and sub-department open, but we will be looking at the item window. So if you're not in the item window, we will go back to the main tab, which is the quick tab. The quick tab is not showing all the information that on the item, but you can put any information you want there from other tabs, because the quick tab is something that can be configured. So if you want to configure the quick tab, You go to the file menu, set quick page. We'll have the following prompt telling you that the yellow banner at the top indicate that you're in configuration mode. If you want to add a field, you have to double click on it and on a different tab, and after that you left click on the quick page. So let's say I want to bring my let's say I want to bring my tax. What do I already have them? I do. So let me bring the multipurpose flag 3. So I double click on it and I left click. So now the field is on my screen. I can move it wherever I want. I can also select the existing one and move them to another location. If I want to change a label, I can right click on it, change description, and call it. And here it is. Multipurpose flag is Melissa is usually used at the POS to get, let's say we have some variable, we can configure the button, and with basic mathematical equation greater than, divide, multiply, plus, minus, or smaller than, we can do some total, some discount, or do a subtotal difference. So we check the flag to do an action at the POS. It's really to have a total of some specific item that are in a different category to isolate them to give a discount or anything like that. We use them very often when we have custom promotion to do and stuff like that. So if you need to use them, it will let you know. But normally, they won't be really used by for normal configuration or basic setup for customers. So. When we copy an items from the POS tab, can we create a box around the data label? Is an exam. So I'm not sure, Tom, to understand what you're referring to here. Can you please elaborate? Click on POS. Are you referring to the label field here? I'm pretty sure I can double click if I can. Am I able to add it or not? Because I know we have some defined here. We can do label. So if I do go back to quick, select field to add label, put it here. I can create my own label and call it. What were you saying? You can create a box around the. Oh, you want to create the box? I'm sorry. Frame. And here we can change it. We can change the description and call it Tom. And that's how we do the frame. But at the top, yeah, you have some fields that are not, let's say, from an existing tab, but that you will still need. So you can add them from there. So there is the label, there is the inventory, which is the following here that we see that we give by default. But yeah, some fields are at the top, so you can add them. Also, you can set a tab order. So when you will press enter or tab on your keyboard, you can define which field to go from to from. So you can hard code an order, so it doesn't have to respect to go from the top down or top left. You can go from one field to another. Can we do the tab order? I will not do it that way. I prefer to. I will save that for now. Because here under, no, it's still yellow, yeah. Under navigation, I'll have to look in the help file. That's not something I do often, but yes, we can do our own navigation to tell it where to go when we do enter every time. So we can go from one tab to another if we need. Navigation. So fairly easy. It's we go to this field, we do Control Enter. We go to the next field, we do Control Enter. So navigation, save current navigation, test. So I have test active. So if I do, I go back to my description here. I change it for training item to sell. Item to sell. I do enter. It didn't work. Okay, got it now. Sorry. So if I do it here, control enter using the right one, picking a new navigation, yes. I'll go to price, control enter. Go to discount dollar, control enter. If we do now save current navigation, test 2. If I go to price again, I'm missing something. Yeah. Yeah, that should be working. I've done it the right way. Doesn't seem, yeah, well, I did control enter. Do you want begin a new navigation? Yes. So if I do it in that field, go here, I go here.
Enter again.
I'm doing it, yeah, every time. That's the funny thing. Oh, now it worked. So yeah, so if I do here, I change it to test, enter. I have to do enter twice. 199. Oh, and it goes to the quantity. So yeah, the navigation, that's, so every time you want to define a field, it's control enter. So if I go, I will do item to sell because I like this description. So that's 1, 2, the price to 99, and where we can change this case quantity. Sorry for the confusion here. So that's mostly how the quick tab work. Of course, mine doesn't look very great anymore since I have set and moved some stuff all over the place, but I'll leave it like that. Doesn't matter. Now our ear object, we have seen it very quickly. As you can see, we also have the scalable and manual weight from the sub-department configuration. So scalable and manual weight can also be set on each item individually. Here the brand, the unit of measure is predefined, so you can select it. The size description, it's an open field, so you can type in whatever you want. We have the comment field, so this is an item. We also have at the top here, this kit. Oh, I didn't want to do that, did I? Oops, sorry, it was the next step. So here we have the kit option. I will just not mess with my Oreo cookies, my item 1, since I'll be using it for different thing. When you type in an item number and you press enter, you will be, if the item doesn't exist, you will be prompted if you want to create a new item, copy it from the one you're coming from, or modify existing. Here, the always, the way it works is that when you will do enter PLU that doesn't exist and press enter, it will not ask you the question. It will always do this action until you close maintenance. So if I do always copy, it will create 6622. If I type in 2266 and press enter, it will copy it again without asking me the prompt since it didn't exist. But if I close maintenance, reopen it, go back to item, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4, it will prompt me again to ask me what I want to do. So the always will apply until you restart the program, and the others will be only one time, and you will still have the prompt every time. For the image, the way it works actually, it's that it's saved in a folder. So yesterday we learned how to go to the office folder. We do control, press help, and office. Under images, we have all the image, so they are linked to the PLU number. So if you want an image that will show for item 1, it will be the PLU number like that. You can copy the file into the images folder, or you can right click on the picture itself to browse, and you can change it to whatever you want. Or you can delete it. If I don't want to have any image, I can delete the image and it will be gone, and I won't have a picture anymore on my item 1. At the top here, we have the option to control the item. So this one is to post changes. So it will just save the change in the database locally. The plus is to create a new item. The scissors is to delete one. You have the arrow to scroll from one item to another's. You have the satellite dish at the top, which, or well, the satellite or the dish, depending how you want to call it. When it's green, it means that there is something that was changed and it needs to be sent to the POS, so it's missing to the POS. So you can click on it. You have the 3 options. Send it to register yes. If you do yes, it will only send the record you're currently on. So if I do yes right now, it will only send my Oreo cookies. That's it. So it will send my Oreo cookies to my POS. The green check mark is just to say that we're done with customizing it. It will close the window. The interesting option here is the filter modification. I'll try to make it easy, but the best thing, of course, is to play with it and do some tests. Sorry. So that's the filter modification. We have the yellow F for filter mode. So when we click the yellow F, it's expecting us to right click on the field to set, if you see at the bottom left. So right click on the field to set. So what we're going to filter on. So we're looking, on my case, I'll be looking for all the items that have a price that is smaller than $2. If I do that, I will also have to filter on the price level. So here, that's my price level. So I will right click and tell it I want it to look for price level 1. So here the yellow C is to clear the filter. So the yellow field will go away. If I do clear right now, I'm not filtering on anything anymore. The V is to view what we're filtering on. So if I do it again, filtering on the base price, what is smaller than $2, and the price level is 1. So if I do the V, it tell me, so I'm looking for the field, the following table with the field, looking for the price level, which is F126. The yellow A is to apply it. So it will list me all the items that have a price that is lower than $2 for the price level 1. That's on my list. When I do OK, if you notice at the top of the maintenance screen, right now the arrows are black. When I will do OK, they will become red. So I will be only scrolling through the item I filter on. So it's going from 36 to 101, 102, etc. So the other items are giving an error because it was the gas item. On the green part, it's to modify green bluish part. It's to modify the item. So the C is also for clearing. V is to view what we're doing. So if I want to raise the price of the items that I filtered on, so I want to add a value. I want to add 50 cents to all the price. The V is to see what I'm doing. So I'm doing plus 50 cents. Apply. So if this prompt is to tell me if there's no record for that or the item is null right now, do you want us to create it? Yes. It's irreversible. So if you are doing that on the live system, we need to be careful. When we do this modification, we can always do a backup before. And here, all my price have been raised by 50 cents. So before it was 89 cents, and now it's 139 per pound or kilogram, depending where you're located. But the bananas are a little bit more expensive. So the filter is very useful. Oh, I'm so sorry, Melissa. I'm going too fast. I can start over. Do you want me to start over the filter modification? Yes, it will apply to all the filtered items. Do you have any question on how the filter works? Well, it's okay. I do understand. Sometimes I might be going quickly. I'm used to the software, and it's all right to mention it. I might not be aware of it. That's okay to for me to slow down for sure. One thing that I would like to mention on the quick page, when we're doing debugging or looking at some configuration with the customer, the quick page is only showing, let's say, the field we if you screw up one part of the filter condition, brother, you have to clear that everything. We have to reset. You have to reset the filter. So you need to start over. So you can either go with the clear, or if you press the N beside to go to normal mode, it will also reset it. Yeah, you have to start over. No, well, it depends where you fell. If the problem was with the when you did, I'm not sure to understand what you're saying. Let's say when I do the modification. So if I do here, again, trying to find out, let's say all the items that are part of subdepartment 10, I want to, and I will go, and that are price level 1. I apply, so that's my list of items. If I modify their price and add an extra 35 cents, and I say, oh no, it was 40 cents, you can just do the clear and start over and define 40 cents. But if you do the change, if you're trying to fix it afterwards that you did the change, you will have to restore a backup. So if you're, of course, playing with the price like I'm doing right now, doing a backup before doing the filter is always a good thing. And after that, I can apply my change. Well, just before we can go under view, see, and I'm adding 40 cents. Oh, I'm not adding. It's clear. Add value, 40 cents. Oh yes, you can do, yeah, for sure. Yes. So under the when you right click, I will just clear it up. Clear. When you right click, you have some fields that are defined. So you can either add value, subtract value, and you can do the same thing with percentage. So yes, you can add value or you can remove value. Yeah, of course, if let's say you add 40 cents, you can do remove 40 cents. Of course, if it was a percentage, it will be a little bit different, but for a value, we can remove the value from the interface like that. Do you have any other question for the filter? That's something important and useful, so don't hesitate to ask if you have any question. Is there security? That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, so under LBus file configuration, we have a security tab. Does the filter are there? Doesn't look like it. Did I miss something? But yeah, so there's items. So and yeah, it doesn't look like we can set security just on the filter. We can put the items to be in read-only mode. So we'll have to. That's something delicate indeed. If they trying to modify anything, it might cause some problem. But yeah, no, the filter is part of the items window, and the security as we speak is only on the items window itself. So we can, of course, we can give them access and prevent them from doing modification or adding stuff. But only setting security on the filter is not something that is possible right now. I'm not sure, Tom, to understand your question. You want to filter from on a date. We do have a date field in the POS in the price tab at the bottom here. We can probably filter on it, can we? No, actually, because that's coming with a different module. When we use the from and the to, is really for a sell price. And as you can see, when I'm using, let's say right now I'm on my regular price, the field is not active. I can't click on it. But if I do here beside the add and I define a sell price, now they are being active. So let's be my sell price will be 199. Of course, I still have my navigation, so it bring me back to the other field. So 199 here, I can define a date just to see what it will do. And if I filter, now the price is active. So yes, you can filter with the from to see, but you need to go on an item where you have a batch active right now. If the item doesn't have, well, a batch or a sale active. So if the item doesn't have a sale, you will not be able to access it. So if I go to item 2 that didn't have any sales, the from to are grayed out. So I was saying on the quick page, one thing that is important, the quick page offer a lot of information, but it doesn't show everything from all the other tabs that we will go through shortly. So one thing that we need to be careful when a customer is asking you to verify the vendor information, you see it on the quick page, but if you go to the cost tab, you will see that you can scroll, well, not on this one, but you can see extra field. And if you add a few vendors on the same items, I'll do new. No. I will go more in depth with that column. I just want to show you the difference with each the cost, because the way it will work when we're on the quick page, we do see 102, and right now it looks like there's nothing there. But if we go back to the cost tab, we see that the default vendor is 102, and we also have vendor 101. So the original tab always show extra information compared to the quick page. So that's when debugging, it's really important to move across all the tab to see and confirm the information told by the customer. Oh, I'm on item 1. That's why I'm 2. That's why I was not. So we have we were looking at object tab. At the top here we have the kit checkbox. So the kit, the way it works, I will use another item 6622, which is also my Oreo cookie that I copied, and I will use the kit option. So as you can see, when I click kit, the cost tab become kit. So what I can do with that is to add items. So to add an item, you just have to double click on the PNU number. So you can create your own kit. So we'll go with strawberry jello and raspberry jello. And when you, let's say they are the price is 130 each. When you will buy this item, it will cost you 250. I will post I will save my change. I will send them to the point of sale. So at the POS, when I will be selling the item 6622, it will sell for me the 2 jello at the same time. So I will log in 7 cashier 6622. So the kit will sell me for 250 the strawberry jello and the raspberry jello for so the total match for the kit. this example might not seem very obvious, but this is mostly used when you have let's say if you're doing gift bag, so you're giving a mug with some chocolate and hot chocolate, so you can combine them together. You create a barcode for that, and you can sell them to the customer together. We can do BOGO, yes, Rami. We will see that mostly tomorrow, if my memory is good, or maybe later this afternoon. It will be this afternoon. So yeah, we can do BOGO, but I will show that later today. If you buy the item separately, for the kit, this will not apply. So if you, let's say you buy the mug and you buy, well, in that case, you buy the strawberry jello and you buy the raspberry jello individually. So if I do it actually in the same transaction, I think it's item 8 and item 9, they will be at the regular price, which is cheaper than the kit I created. So the kit will not be triggered if you do them manually. You really have to sell, sorry, the main item. And you can, to complete the transaction, you can either do F1 on your keyboard, subtotal to go to I need to be in the transaction, subtotal to press cash, or you can do tender menu and press cash. So I'll go back to my item 1, just so we're on the object. So that's what the kit is used for. POS is all the flag that you can set on the items. Prohibit discount. Well, I'll just remove the follow subnet so we can see all of them. Taxes, food stamp again. Prohibit discount, prohibit quantity. If you want them to be quantity required, price required for items that are price embedded, that's the option we will use. Remote printer is when you have, let's say, a kitchen printer. So let's say you have a small restaurant and you want the receipt to print for the chef in the back cooking the meal. So you can activate the remote printer. You can tell it to which remote printer to print. Bottle return. Here on the, I'm sorry, I might have skipped the one at the top, but that's the description. You can have a secondary description. So if you have 2 languages, so you want to show it in French or English at the same time, you can put both description there in both language, and you can define in the POS to show both language. You can also tell it based on the customer account which language to use for the receipt. So the receipt might be in French for some customer, in English for other, or you can also use Spanish. Of course, the example here is just because on my side I'm French, but you can use different language based on the customer that you're using. It also detects on the credit card language. So let's say if I go to a store with my Canadian and French Canadian credit card, my receipt will be in French from the bank and from the POS if the POS do support it. The link to is to, well, sub-department is self-explanatory. The POS target is PAL. In most of the case, it will be that, program all lanes. So we want the items to go to all the lanes of a store. The link to is to link an item to it. So if I sell my Oreo cookies, I wanted to sell the Uncle Ben rice at the same time. So they are coming together. It's not like a kit, even though it looks similar, but you can only link to one item. So if I go to the POS and I sell my item 1, it will also sell the Uncle Ben rice for the complete price. The here on the right, the field that will be mostly used will be a bottle link, promo ID, the restrictor code. So the restrictor code is, let's say if you have alcohol and you don't want to be allowed to sell it from 11 p.m. to 8 in the morning, that's how we will set it up. The restrictor work also with the POS. That's something we will see more in depth tomorrow. to answer Daniel's question, is there a scenario where you will want an item to go to only one lane? That's something we can do, but personally, that's not something I ever saw. It's possible to limit some items to go to specific lanes if we want to, but that will require a configuration on all the items to reconfigure them and tell it to go to only one lane. Client age, so it's the if you need to be, let's say, for alcohol or tobacco to be over 18 to buy, or sorry, 21, since we are not 22, 21, since there's a lot of people from the United States in this training. So if you need to be over 21 to buy something, that sounds weird to buy to be over 21 to buy Oreo cookies. But at the POS, when you do the configuration, if I sell my Oreo cookies, I'll be prompted to enter my birthday. I decided that the person was very young. Here, is this correct? One, yes, no. That's okay. We can also use under POS setup system. It will load under advanced that we're getting used to, which is here. We can search for ask legal age. And instead of prompting for the birthday, it will just ask you if yes or no, just by looking at the customer to see if he is more than 80, more than 21. Sorry. Yes, Mark. Scanning driver license is doable. And then we need to enter full 4 digits. Yes. I believe the NN3 will follow the regional settings. Let me just show you what the other way. So when we do, we can just have the yes or no question like that. Is the customer over 21 years old? And complete with cash. Of course, if I say no, it will not sell the items. Let me put back the option for the calendar for the prompt. And also you can double click on the field and it will bring up a calendar. I did type in the amount, but you can have a calendar prompt for the cashier. Do one. So here, if I double click where the cursor is blinking, it will bring up a calendar so I can select the birthday. Of course, it take longer than just typing in the amount. Let me just see for the format, and I believe some will follow the original settings. But for the scanner, yes, the driver license that we scan, we can tell it where to look in the barcode to identify which part is the day, month, and year. Not everyone uses the same format. Do I have to log in? I think I'll have to close it. I do know they made some change to the way we work with the regional settings, so I might be wrong. Item 1. So yeah, now it's just it's following the regional settings. So now it's matching what I have under my short date for Windows. So yeah, for scanner, yeah, driver license possible, and we can change the format for the date. We can go with the regional settings, and that will be following that. Okay. And if you want to get rid of that, you can just clear, and it will go away. Age is the operator age. So when you're I'm sorry. Can you turn off the verified? Yes. I'm sorry. I thought I show it just before. Under POS setup. What do you mean? When you have the prompt asking if it's correct or not? Is that to the message you're referring to? I know that the we can change it to the other prompt that we have. Yeah, no, it will always ask you to confirm if the date is correct, but if you have the ask legal age, it will not ask you for the date, but it will just ask you if the customer is old enough or not. Of course, if you're scanning with the scanner, you won't have the prompt asking if the customer is old enough. So here, if I did not do the change. Oh, I did not change this thing. Well, I'll leave it like that for now. So operator age, so same thing. Under your operator, you can configure the birthday. So you can decide if the operator is old enough to sell a specific item. I know it's some province and state it's required to know the age of the cashier, so he can't sell items that are illegal to his age. So operator age is something we can use. Coupon family is used for GS1 coupon. So the GS1 coupon are usually sent by mail by manufacturer or store. So that's a field we use, and it's being looked by the coupon to verify if you're eligible or not to the discount on it. So that's something you can do. Here we have the label printing. So we define per item which label we will print. We can print, and when the print checkbox is on, it means that the item was changed since the last time it was printed. In this particular case, I never print any item. So in the current situation, it will be checked for mostly all my items, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the print is checked for everyone. And you can double click in the field to define which label you want to print. What is RP order? RP order. So it's the remote printing order. So let's say it worked with the option on the left here. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. RP is used to tell, let's say if you have a if you want to print at the first, the hamburger will be first, and after that you can define that the if you have hot dog is in the same transaction, they will be underneath, fries, and that's just to order what you're printing from the remote printer. This option was added mostly for cannabis store because they have some product that they want to have in a specific order for the employee to go get in the back, so they can go get the items. They are ordered based on their location in the back store. Actually, yeah, it worked with the kitchen printer. Yes. So we will go to the price tab. It will be we will not. I will not show every option. I'm just. It stands for multi-purpose flag. So they are custom flag that we use at the POS. The MPF flags are related to the some we can use some variable to make some calculation based on them. So they are used really normally internally at the POS. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah, most of the maintenance application is hard coded, so I do believe that maybe I do agree with you that some field might be missing the description. Oh, I have my navigation. Let me just remove that, otherwise I'll forget about it. Reset navigation. Okay. Yes, indeed, there is some field that doesn't have it. So yeah, here the one here does have a description. Coupon family doesn't have one because it's less used. I do agree that it would be better to have a description for everything. That will be something I'll bring to the sales team so they can give us some information on that. I know, but multi-purpose doesn't really stand for. Of course, here vendor coupon and store coupon are kind of self-explanatory, so you can set the item to act like a coupon. I'll be showing that later this afternoon on how to use them. So that's why I have skipped them. But yes, some field will need to. Normally, when you have the question mark like that beside your mouse cursor, is because you can double click on them to do a selection. But yes, I do understand that some field doesn't have a description. We're trying to set them on most of them. Well, that we're working on redoing our ELF file, so the current format will not be the one that we'll be using for longer. So we're trying to make it simpler and less scary, because when you open the whole document to search for LBUS and LPUS ELF file, you have over 200 pages. But yes, we are currently working on a solution to make our ELF file easier to follow and more instinctive instead of doing research. But I do agree that the having a relation between the maintenance and the ELF file will be a great idea. I'll write it down and share it with the team tomorrow. We have a meeting on that, so I'll send them the information. So on the price tab, we have here a field called mix and match table number. Under PLU, we can define our mix and match. We can create some predefined. So if I want the number with the description and all the information, I can create a new one either by typing the number I want to create or using the plus at the top. New one, and it will be for Jello, even though there's already one existing. Jello discount when buying 2. If I go to my Jello, which is item 9 and item 8, as you can see right now, they are both using the same base and package price. So if I buy at the POS 3 Jello, one Jello is oh, I have a discount. Where does that come from? Active, I'm sorry. Oh, active pro. You're right. I did not deploy my changes. Oh. So yeah, so right now the active price is 79 cents, but I changed it to 129 when doing some tests earlier. So I haven't sent my changes to my POS. So I will do a deploy change under tasks. As you can see at the bottom here, the POS is retrieving the changes. Since I'm in a transaction, it will not add them to the database. So I have to cancel my sale by using the cancel sale button. So it get registered in the database. So now, you can do the satellite, yes, for each item. Or you can do the option called all. The all will do all the modified item, but it will only send the item. So if I made any change to my subdepartment, to my department, the satellite will not send, will only apply to what the window we're currently working on. So if I do right now the satellite all, it will only send the item that I have modified. If I can do the satellite all under the department, it will only send the department I have modified. And same thing for subdepartment. But yes, the satellite will also work if you're doing modification one by one. If you want to send everything and be sure that you're not missing something, deploy all change from the task will do it also. So right now it should be 129. Yeah, making more sense. So if I sell 1, 2, it's still 129 each. When I will sell the third one, it will manage the total to make it attain the 229. So it's giving it 30 cents or 39 cents discount, since my 2 item, if I add up, the amount is higher than 229. So Instead of equilibrating the price for all of them, it's reduced the price for the last one, so it matches the discount that we're giving. But if I sell my Raspberry one, it will do the same here. But with the mix and match, what I want to achieve is to be able to sell them together. So I can buy 2 strawberry, 1 raspberry, and still get the discount. So under my mix and match table, I will set 999 that I created under PLU mix and match earlier. Well, when buying 3, not 2. Let's not be cheap. And here I will go with 999 for my Raspberry 2. So I will do satellite, yes. So it will only send this item if I do satellite, yes. I will do the same thing for the 8, yes. And here I can tell 2 times item 8 and 1 time item 9, and I will also get my discount. So I can mix the items together to get the package price promotion by using the mix and match field. Here on the left, we have the price level field. This can also be configured under PLU price level. So we use it normally with customer account. So depending the customer level that we assign to them, they will have different price level. If we look at an account, so we go under account customer. Actually, let's go under account and do customer account view. So it will open everything. I'll close my subdepartment to make it easier. My department, sorry. So the price level is assigned with the customer level. So if I call my account here number 1, Guy, it will get the price level 2 and a 5% discount. So here we're seeing that my price level 1 is 129 for 1 and 229 for 3. If I go to my price level 2, it tells me that it doesn't exist. So I can create a price level 2 and put, instead of 129 to be $1, and it will be $2 for 3. We can put the mix and match again for the items. And I can send it using the satellite and yes. You can also call the price level with the button at the POS manually. So if you do a promotion, let's say on every Tuesday, the last Tuesday of each month, you want to get 10% off all the items, you can do a price level 2 that will only apply on every Tuesday, and it will give the discount for your customer. So here, if I call my customer account, so I'll be using the find account button. I'll have to type the name of my customer. So it's Guy. Selecting the customer account. It bring it on the POS. If I sell the Jello, the item 8 that I made for price level 2, you see at the bottom here the icon with the stair. So it's saying you have the dollar icon and a 2. So that means that we are on price level. So I'm using the $1 price instead of the 129. So my third one is free because I have 3 for $2 for the mix and match. When my transaction is over, you're going back to the price level 1. So the icon change and it goes back to the regular customer. So they get the regular price. Under PLU, something that is also very used is the scale option. This is normally used for deli scale. So when you're packing meat items or you have pre-made salads or anything. So that's this allows us to send a description with the ingredient and it interface with different scale brand. I'm sorry. So that's what we use it for. So for import and export from our software to a scale software. Normally we use ePlum and ScaleView, if my memory is good, for the scale interface. I do see a few questions from Tom and Javid. Tom, is there a doc that show all of the different icon with the? Yes, we do have a knowledge base article showing all the icons. Before I forget about it, it's called Logivision icon. The number is 1163. Let me bring it on the screen. It will be it's in French and in English. I'm sorry. So on the left you have the English version. So that's describing all the icon that we have on the point of sale. Of course, the article is reachable from your portal access. So it's 1163. And the other question was, I missed the part where you pick up Guy. Oh, yeah. Did anyone have a hard time to see my screen when I call for the customer account? I can do it again. I don't mind. So here, so you have, well, there is two options to call a customer account. You can either use the account number, which is the following gray button, or you can do the find account to search by name. So I did look for name. I type in Guy. I know it's already there, but if you the first time you won't have anything showing. So you type in the customer name, you press enter, enter again, and it will bring the account. I sold the item here, so 8 for the Jello and the price level 2. At the bottom again, we see the price level 2. And I'll complete the transaction using cash. As I said, the customer have a 5% discount. Configure in the account. So we have the discount global that is 5% for 10 cents. And you can also use a number, like I said, you can also configure that to use a scanner or a MSR, but if you have a physical card, you can do one account number and it will bring up the list and you select the customer. I will cancel sale. Okay. Any question on how the price level work or extra information you would like to have or something that might be interesting specifically your customer, or is that okay? Password for account. That's a tricky question. Oops. Password for account. I remember